here has way more kids than their school. Yeah, my kids' schools are very large. I think the elementary school has 600 kids at it. The junior high is like 3x that, or 2x that, 2 or 3x that, something like that. So not a non-trivial amount of children. Well, that's unfortunate. Can spin to Vormir. What do you think of this? I think I'm into it. I think I'm into it. I might be sacrificing Miles to the center next turn. Queued up with my Hydra Stomper deck and queued into Mercury in the first game. Wake up, sheeple. Wake up! Alright, found it. Miles, you get to live today, buddy. Actually, does he? If I do this into this... I don't know. It's just this, yeah? Final answer. Final answer. So this makes Craven bigger. Shrinks the Gladiator with the Scream. If they move Mercury out of the left, Silk can move is the problem. Okay, I have to keep him honest. They haven't triggered the center yet. Cool. Nice mill deck, nerd.
Victory.
On to the next. Oh, Steggy boy, oh, Steggy boy. The cards we are moving. Kang Gamer, a 80 card Kang Gamer. Stamping on one, so I don't have to play against too much. No thanks. Hey, Limbo. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think we probably just Viv Vision on 3, because either she buffs our hand or she gets moving around the board. We like to move it, move it. We like to move it.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Hurry to call an ambulance for ourselves, aren't we? Damn it, Silk! Shouldn't have been enough to save us. Unlucky. Unlucky, really. The shame this fat idiot can move now. I think I'm just playing the Cannonball and hoping for the best here. But I'm not bouncing the Miles again, because my turn 7 will be Stegron plus Polaris. Alright, so they have 2, 1, 3 rocks. So if I do this, Batroc will follow Captain Marvel, and then I'll have 7 versus... I'll have 7 versus 5. I think is the way this works. Unless they trigger Silk. So if Silk jumps here, Batroc can't jump in. That's why I'm playing the Polaris Center. And if Silk jumps here, it's not gonna... Oh, they just beat me. Sedge. Sedge. Bid. 2 more points. I'm just not gonna play a bunch of games against them. Playing against Airship isn't fun, so I don't do it. We'll play our one. If we're in a favorable spot, maybe we'll do it again, but 0% I want to play from behind. On to the next. Thanos. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Well, that's better for them than us, but not having to deal with Mindscape is definitely a win for everybody involved in the game. We do this and just get Hydro Stomper ticket up. Do I put Hydro Stomper in the middle, actually? No, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. So we kick the Silk around here twice as well. Oh, I guess Silk's gonna end middle though because they're playing something on the right. That's fine. It makes my Stomper real big. Oh, and Silk ending middle now is big enough to win it? That's fun. Big enough to tie it? I mean...
All systems go.
Pretty impressive game for Viv Vision. She added a lot of stats.
Knowledge is power.
Whew, I was not. Spectrum should have been. I'm gonna be honest, Chad. I clinched when the Spectrum came down. I did not. I was just like, oh, we're beating the Thanos. I did not count the Spectrum, and I absolutely should have counted the Spectrum. That is something that is definitely in their output range. I think the extra point of power bumps Viv into the good category. I think it's something that's close enough that I don't have an opinion on until I see some data and play some games with her. I think she's strictly better than she was before, but I think she was pretty mediocre before, so I don't know where exactly she's ending up at.
Opponent snapped. Oh, snap.
But shit's about to say I'm honestly not sure if I want priority here or not. Because they're gonna kick us out of the Castle Blackstone, but it also means my Matrock gets powered up, which is kind of good for us. As a replacement for Viv Vision in this style of deck, Viv Vision is not really a core part of what this deck is doing. She's just like a random extra move enabler, so play what you will in that slot. It's probably gonna be all right. Really solid curve here for us. Vision on 3 into Scream Spider-Man on 4. Juggernaut's probably a fine card to slot into the Vision. Oh, I forgot about Sakar. If you buff play in hand, she creates a flame spell. She does. Try and get them filled in the center here. Trigger her Scream as well. Alright, so they have a Victoria and a Frigga in their hand. We're hoping our Silk jumps right here. So one of these is created. I think it's this.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Okay, so if I take 9 points off of them, so this is winning the center. I think we're winning the right most of the time. Yeah, Mercury and Nocturne are both fine Vision replacements. Nocturne keeps your curve the same, which is nice. And then Cannonball kills the Victoria hand in the center, so they lose the rate as well. You can tell that Marvel. Oh my gosh, I forgot Batroc was gonna jump with Silk. I forgot Batroc was jumping. My brain is not big enough, chat. My brain is not big enough. Too small. My brain is too tiny. He's not jumping, he's leaping. He is, he's leaping right off my hopes and dreams. The Victoria hand player got a perfect hand. Sure, but you can't control what your opponent's hand looks like. So if you want to get better at games like this, rather than staying mad that your opponent had good variance, you got to focus on things you could control, like keeping track of your Batroc. In moments like that, you have two options. You can get mad and stay bad, or you can try and focus on things that you had control over.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
Good for them. Our draw is pretty sweet here. The question is gonna be, will our draw be enough to keep up with whatever they have going on? Can't play high. Will my Silk jump into the Craven path? Never once. Awkward. Oh, lovely. All right, so if Silk goes right, we have priority. Do we have priority regardless? Because I really want to Spider-Man this symbiote. Yeah, we do a priority regardless. Sweet. Sweet. If I do this, Pete is... I guess if we take Pete center, that's fine. No, I don't want him to take Symbiote Spider-Man center, because then it could merge with Frankie. I think we do this. So I assume they're going to try and use the Symbiote Spider-Man this turn.
Neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Round and round the cards they go. Where they stop, only Brode knows. They did lose the Symbiote Spider-Man activation, yeah. So we have to pick the shield up, and then Silk and Batroc will jump to the left. Makes our Hydro Stomper 13. Pretty good spread of points here for us, huh? Even if they'd have hit and doubled the Frankie, we still would have been ahead, yeah. Would have won the left. Gosh, it really is just crazy how many reasonable, viable decks there are in this game. Just an endless flow of things to poke at all the time. Opponent. Stomper decks have fast become my favorite. Hydro Stomper and Batroc are a really fun combination of things for sure. And they put Silk back on the map. Honestly, Stomper and Batroc are just such a good example of the phenomenal designs Second Dinner has been pumping out this year. Where, like, these cards aren't overtly busted, but they added power to previously unplayable things without power creeping. They just supplemented things that were previously there. I did not get the Stomper bundle because I prefer the Stomper Spotlight variant that's eventually going to show up in my shop, Copium. All right, well, I definitely want to play some more of this, but we're going to need to take a pause for the cause, let some adverts roll so they don't go over the top of the games. Appreciate everybody hanging out here on a Friday afternoon. Don't go anywhere, gamers. We got more Snap coming up. If you're watching this on YouTube right now and you're enjoying the content, make sure you tap that like button. Appreciate the folks that have done that already today. Hot take, Stomper is better without Silk. It's really interesting when people say hot take and then just say something that's wrong. Strong. Interesting way to do it. It's somewhat tempting to buy the bundle because it converts gold to credits. Oh, is the gold to credit ratio that good on this? It's 7,000 to 5,000. Is that different than the regular base rate? It's a little better. Is it a little better? It is a little better, isn't it? It's normally what? 500 to 400? It's only a tad better. Maybe I am gonna end up buying it. Maybe I am gonna end up buying it because I buy credits for gold periodically. It would basically just be a free roll, yeah, if I'm doing that sometimes anyways. Yeah, they're almost ever not a little better. All right, fine. Fine.
Mastery.
Twisted my arm. Oh, it came with boosters too. All right, I'm in. I want a gold discard. Okay, I've been working on splitting this.
Infinity.
For anybody that's ever wondered why getting timed out in Hoaglandia, it's a meme. Getting timed out in Hoaglandia is a meme because someone came back on, how long ago was their last message? Their last message on their permanent record was a week ago. They were last here on 9/19, and they got timed out for saying something silly, and they came back a week later, still so bitter and salty about getting a 10-minute break over a silly comment that they wanted to complain about it 7 days later. It's just like, it's so funny to me. Like, I just can't imagine caring that much. And then they did my favorite thing where they make this, like, vaguely insulting post directed at the moderators on the channel, not realizing that I was, in fact, the person that timed them out for their silly comment.
Infinity.
People are just so confused by the concept that, like, there could be a standard of discourse rather than... They're so used to the only time you get moderated in other places online if you say something that's, like, overtly hateful. And not even some places like that, you go on Twitter, you don't even get moderated there for it. No gold, Sedge. We'll continue splitting. I would like gold on this eventually. A lot of people like to criticize how I moderate my social media, but someone made an offhand terrible comment. No, it wasn't even that. They liked one of my tweets and their profile picture looked suspect. So I clicked into their profile and their profile tagline was unvaccinated followed by some transphobic comments. And out of curiosity, I clicked on their following because I wanted to see how my tweet came across their timeline because they weren't following me. And they were following basically every other Marvel Snap content creator. And really, the point of this story is, like, my moderation is working exactly as intended if people that terrible are self-selecting out of my communities. Just like, that's the goal. It's a feature. All right, looking to draw Polaris or Spider-Man here. It's a good third best, I suppose, or about to be Killmongered. Or Batroc yet.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
This freaking guy. I should save Stegron to win the center on the last turn, yeah.
What a game! Enough said.
Going on, Winterfell. Thank you for the almost 2.5 years. Appreciate it. Welcome back. If Wolverine doesn't jump center, they probably just can't compete there. All right, so am I even playing for the center at this point? I don't think I am, yeah. Or at least not all in on it. Our hand's just so awkward. We really needed to hit the 1 and 3 to draw Spider-Man so we can make 2 plays here. They can play Deadpool, Death, and Null. That's true. I think we're dead. I think we're dead. I'll take a mulligan. Maybe we'll get to play free in the next one.
Escape.
And snap me back. We can play one more. Like next one, the last one, probably.
Oh, snap.
We lost Venom. Would Viv be too strong as a 2-drop? Absolutely. 1,000,000%. Nakia's not even a 2-drop gamer. All right, so they've lost Killmonger. And they're currently missing Venom as well. That means they need Carnage in their hand. We don't have priority, unfortunately. They had Carnage.
Enough said, Bob.
And then Moira restores a whole bunch of stuff in addition to them having the Venom now. Oh, we just set them up perfect. I suppose this grabs one of these most of the time. Cool. Let's deny them an extra energy next turn, which is good for us. We have a lot of points here, though.
Enough said, Bob. Enough said.
think it's this. I'm adding 13 on the right. Take an 8 out of there. I guess I'm losing 5 though. So close.
Enough said, bub.
Yes, the Cannonball power nerf was meaningful there. I would have been able to Cannonball the Venom to somewhere else otherwise. This is the honest Cannonball decks are definitely the ones that suffered the most as a result of the Mercury change. Was not the Sam Wilson I wanted for Christmas. The untap profile break, it's only showing decks from a month ago. That's because about a month ago was the last time we played not Conquest. Looking for Conquest or Deadpool Standard, actually to click to those appropriate segments at the top of the screen.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Just tuning in, did someone ask about Mercury? Why would I want to play Mercury in my deck that wants to move my opponent's cards? Can you explain? I don't think I understand the suggestion. Nice, Juggernaut, dickhead. Oh, you were confusing my comment about Mercury. No, I was talking about how Cannonball was nerfed because of its interaction with Mercury. And those decks are appropriate brought down, but these fair Cannonball decks suffer as a result of that. So the Cannonball wasn't nerfed because of decks like this one. But decks like this one are a bit worse because Cannonball lost stats from his interactions in other places. So I was attempting to communicate. I think we're dead here. We don't get to kick Havoc out. They lose 5, but then they're gaining 6. I don't think we're quite enough once they total everything else up. We're actually tying the Nexus, yeah. It's funny, too, talking about it. This is another spot we win this game if Cannonball is, if Cannonball's +2 power, yeah? 1 power. 1 point's not enough, but if he was still at 5-8, we would have won that. I assume this matchup is pretty bad for us. Our draw wasn't particularly impressive that game, but we don't really meaningfully interact with what they have going on. All right. This is why I'm so glad we're done with spotlight keys. Spotlight keys were like an okay system if you were min-maxing them and understood how they worked. But people like Boyd here genuinely existed in the world, and it's kind of funny to me that just like how little people and like the spotlight keys weren't even a complicated gotcha system. They were super straightforward. And people still just like did not understand them at all. Spending, I just can't fathom spending hundreds of dollars on Snap and then not getting cards from Spotlight keys. But they existed. People will be like, I'd spend money, I'd get 1 or 2 keys, I'd open 2 variants, I just never get a new card. That's the biggest improvement over this new system, is that the new system makes it so you can't injure yourself by making bad choices. I think of the average gamer, half of them are dumber than that. Yeah, exactly. And then Mobius is here to piss at our Cheerios, otherwise we'd be able to white hot room, which would be fun. I guess I could do this. If they don't have 2 things, we could jump into here potentially, but I guess if they have 2 things for the center. So I do not get extra energy here because they filled first. I wonder how many people that interacted with the Spotlight Cash system like that would spend their grocery money on lottery tickets instead. I mean, if you don't play, you can't win, gamer. Where do I end up at? Is this good enough? This gives me at least +1 in the middle, at least +2 in the middle. That's probably fine. Could be dead. Breaker, give me the news. I got 1 point over you. Nice deck cards, bud. I told my 8-year-old lotteries are attacks on people who are bad at math, and now they keep him quiet when we walk by the machine. So, from a pure game theory standpoint, I want to prefix this as I'm someone who does not play lottery tickets ever. But technically speaking, the optimal amount of lottery tickets to buy is 1. Because if you buy more than 1 ticket, your odds of winning don't increase meaningfully. However, you have to play to be able to win. So from the purest game theory perspectives, buying a singular ticket is optimal. Expected value is a hell of a drug. Yep, you should not buy more than 1, but buying 1? All right. Silken friends, let's do it. Lovely. It's a circus of value. Whoa, hey, my miles actually cost 1. I think I'm not playing him this turn, which is maybe greedy, but they never Mobius me. They never Mobius me on 5, right? What kind of monster would Mobius me on 5? Goodbye. We need Batroc variant. There is a data mined Batroc variant. I don't remember when it's set to release, but it does exist. You gonna snap me back and play your Black Cat on 1? Okay, what if I do this, and then I bat it into here? Yeah. So I need to get this going. We want a Cannonball left. So the problem with Cannonball left, I eventually want to Cannonball left. However, I think I want to get this down this turn so that way I can pull Batroc out of here, yeah? Although I guess that's not strictly the case. Oh, I'm gonna lose miles. I would lose miles. All right, let's see if the thing First Steps can do his best Ted Cruz impersonation here. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Oh my goodness! It's a massacre! We might lose still. My Stomper's not very big. Yeah, they have the Athena. What are they going up to? They're gaining 13 over here, up to 24. No, I'm winning. I win the breaker, yeah, because of Cancun. They're only gaining, they're going up to 25, so they'll be +4 and I'm +9 in the middle. Sick. You use Silk to move Batroc. So I have priority here, chat. So if I have priority, you're gonna kick the silk in, and then they're gonna kick the silk. I guess Batroc would stay. Is that better? Well, that's close actually. Actually, what's the math on that? Did I make the wrong play here at the end? Was it better to go Silk Miles over here? If I went Silk Miles over here, this would kick in. Oh yeah, Silk Miles was better, right? So I play Hydra Stomper center still, and then I go Silk Miles over here. Silk kicks into here, and Batroc jumps in as an 8. And then even once the Silk leaves, the Batroc's the same amount of points as this. And then 3 of my things moved, so Hydra Stomper goes to 7. So my brain, I just shortcutted, oh, I have priority, so I don't want them to kick my Silk out. But it's actually just 3 more points if I do that. And that's something enough people don't do enough of the time, right? Too many people assume you won a game, so there's nothing to reflect on. You probably played well, or you lost a game, and there was something you could have done. Looking back at your wins is just as important as looking back on your losses. Marvel Snap's really great, chat. Alien, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What a fun pile of cards. What of many fun piles of cards. We had so many great sets of decks today. The highlights are going to be bangers over the next 2 days on the Jeff Oakland channel. If you haven't been here all day, there's going to be some sweet ones. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Viv felt plenty serviceable here. I think if you're a free-to-play player who has the rest of these cards, Viv Vision is not required. I think you could easily replace her with Nocturne, or even a Nightcrawler, or a Jeff the Baby Land Shark, or a Juggernaut. And it's not, it's very reasonable. I like this mess of cards a lot. It's fun. Do you enjoy Marvel Snap or Pocket War? I think Marvel Snap is a markedly better game than Pokemon Pocket. I think playing a variety of games is fun. So Pocket can be fun in some ways that are different than Snap. Pocket's a lot closer to like a traditional card game than Snap is. But pound for pound, Snap, I think, is a better core game. Marvel Snap innovated in the card game space in a lot of ways that are really good. And Pocket's very close to paper card games in a lot of ways, including their balance philosophy. Like, for example, I don't think I'm going to play any Pocket for the next month and a half almost, because there's just no new content for their game. And that's not even strictly related to the gameplay experience, but one of the things that's so good about Snap is Snap doesn't just have good gameplay. Snap gets all of the live service stuff around the gameplay right. The economy is serviceable and easier to work with than things like Pocket are. The content updates, honestly, the limited time game modes finally not sucking consistently feels like it was one of the last missing pieces to the puzzle. I think if you're like, Jeff, what's one thing you would like to see different in Snap now that it's missing, is I really hope they give Conquest some love at some point. Like, I think we have so many good different ways to play Snap between Diner and Sanctum and Grand Arena, is I really think they should consider swapping Conquest and make Conquest a 1 week per month game mode, and like give us some of these other modes, is maybe consider them being always on.